Welcome to the Winning Move Podcast. I'm your host, Stratton Brown. I interview successful entrepreneurs from around the world to see what moves they've made in their lives to get successful and, more importantly, stay successful. I'm here to make sure you can create a better life for you and your family. Let's tune in. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Winning Move Podcast. We have another amazing, one of my really good friends, Michael Zuber, on today. But real quick, we don't advertise for this at all. So if you guys like this, if it brings you any type of value, please go like it, share it with your friends, give us a 5-star review. That way we can grow the following and help everybody learn more about how to gain financial freedom and how to build a better business. And today, again, we have the awesome Michael Zuber on, the man who I go to for all of the market updates. And so let's talk.
Yeah, man.
What's going on, Mike?
I appreciate that. You're doing some great stuff. I got to tell you, your energy is infectious. You are building quite a following. So nice work.
Thank you, man. Today, bro, I want to talk about how people can grow their social media following. I think we were talking about it, and we won't talk straight financials, but you are throwing down. Right? You're throwing down to where this is, and I was talking about this to where you're like, I'm not an entrepreneur. Yes, Mike, I'm at the hub. I saw you outside as I was getting prepared.
You guys are fun.
What's it called? So you're like, I'm not really an entrepreneur. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You make crazy good money.
Yeah.
You work a couple hours a day. You operate 100% unique ability, and the rest of that shit is passive. To where that's what everybody does to set up a business that brings in that amount of cash every month. Yeah. So you're a social media entrepreneur.
I believe entrepreneurship, such as yourself, Michael Butler, the guys at the hub, Gary V. I cannot wear that badge. I don't think I've earned it, frankly. Yes. I've created multiple side hustles from scratch. I've done it all by myself. But again, I don't see it as taking financial risks. I don't see it being a big business. I hear what you're saying. I understand it, but it just doesn't feel right. And maybe that's just my stick and I need to get over myself, but it doesn't feel, I can't call myself an entrepreneur. I'm an investor. I'm a former employee, but I still don't feel it, man. Weird, I guess.
I think it's an identity crisis for one, but
that could be. It could be.
So, and legit, I was running the numbers. You made more money off of your social media than Call Magicians would shoot me off last month, hand in hand. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, I have 70 employees, and a whole lot of fucking stuff goes into bringing in all that money. A lot of moving parts as to compared to you, to where you've created, and it's still a business, to where you work 3 hours a day if you want. It's what you love to do. You'd be doing the same thing. Now you just record, like you record what you're doing anyways.
Yeah.
And it brings in more money.
Yeah.
So that 0 employees.
Zero
that's
employees,
a big thing.
No overhead. Yeah.
No overhead, no financial risk.
Nope.
So to me, that just sounds like a really, really good business. That doesn't sound.
No. It's definitely for me. It's rewards for helping. Right. I put out a content on Sunday that I call my positive impact score, and it has nothing to do with me. Right. It's most people would call it a funnel or a pipeline, but that's not what it is to me. Right. It starts with somebody watching one of my YouTube videos. Right. A click on a YouTube video counts as a single point, but then it moves to book sales. Right. So I wrote a book called One Rental at a Time. And if somebody buys a book, learns more about me, it's 10 points. And then if they take the time to give me a review, which is huge for a self-published author, that counts as 100 points. So, and then, oh, by the way, if they buy one of the courses I put out there that now is over 2,000 students and growing every day, we sold a course every day last month, and we're still doing it this month. We're really helping people. That's 1,000 points. But again, 10,000 points is somebody joining my Facebook group, right? I don't charge for my Facebook group. I give a half hour of my time every week just to that community on Saturday mornings because I love it. And then finally, the most important thing in my positive impact score is when somebody buys a deal, right? When somebody buys it, it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't get paid. I don't see any cash flow, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help people change their financial future. So that counts for 100,000. So my goal for every week is 500,000 points. And we have ranged from 430 to 1.1 million. It is awesome. And I'm going to raise the number next quarter. I change my goals every 13 weeks. We're going to try to do 1 million points every week starting June 1st. That's what I'm trying to do, is help people change their financial future. And if I make a couple of dollars along the way, so be it.
Well, that again, we're going to go into this. All businesses is solving other people's problems. People have a financial literacy problem, and you can help them solve that.
Yeah, and I get to do it in such a fun way, right? Think about what I do all day, right? And again, my life does not change one iota. So I wake up between 5 and 5:30, no alarm clock. I just get up. I'm like, whoop, time to get up. And then for the last 30 years, maybe 35 years, I've spent the first hour of every day drinking a couple of cups of coffee and just consuming what is going on in the world, financial related. Wall Street Journal, CNBC, Bloomberg. Now, obviously, lots of real estate rags that I read, because I'm trying to figure it out, right? I'm still putting millions of dollars to work, but I do it anyway. Then what do I do? Well, you know what? The only thing that's changed is I take notes, right? This morning, I took a full page of notes because I talked to a camera for 12 minutes, kind of just summarizing all the things I've said. And then I am so lucky. The One Rental at a Time channel, I'm so lucky. I now have multimillionaires that talk to me Sunday through Friday. Multimillionaires. Most of these people are bigger than me. There are a couple of guys that give me an hour every week that are worth 9 figures. 9.
Yep.
9 figures.
That's crazy.
So it's just great to be on a channel giving and have others want to join the journey. And then, oh, by the way, my Saturday live stream at 8 a.m. where I just talk to everybody getting started, some of the funnest time I have. So everything I do is giving back. I don't even ask for anything. I always forget the stupid thumbs up and, subscribe and all that nonsense. It's just everything I do is organic. I produce daily content. I bet you I work less than 2 hours a day. Yeah. It's just all fun to me. And then of those 2 hours, it's not really work, but if you were to put a clock on me, it's less than 2 hours a day for sure.
Oh, that's crazy. What was it called? Number one, you need to charge for that goddamn Facebook group. We've talked about this. That's going to be more cash flow than your rentals, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
and
it could be.
And then, so
yeah, that's crazy. Just like on that topic, right? You talked about last month. We talked about real numbers. Last month, I made more in passive income from education or that whatever umbrella it is than I made from my rentals. And oh, by the way, I'm financially free from my rentals. So, play with that mindset twist.
Right. That's some crazy numbers. That's some crazy numbers. And then this one has, again, what's it called? I mean, your net worth isn't necessarily going up. It's true cash flow. You don't feel over leveraged. Like there's all these things to where it's a little bit safer. And now that you're financially free, you have the time to actually do these things, to actually put out content.
Absolutely. I joke all the time when people ask me how's it going, I go every day Saturday, and I mean that with every word, right? When I was working, Saturday was my day to just be me, right? But now every day Saturday, I get to choose what I want, when I want, with whom I want. I'm so blessed. I'm so lucky.
Michael Butler says that's amazing. I think it's amazing. Luke says hi. What's going on, Luke? And Kalani, how do you dedicate an hour today to stay up to date with current events while maintaining a positive mindset? That's very true.
Oh, that is probably the most important thing. I mean, that's a great question. If you've been following my channel at all, I had a little down spill in December, right? We were in December. We were still in this kind of quagmire. The economy hadn't been open in 12 months. And I am generally a positive person. And in my entire life, I always see the glasses half full. But it even got me in December where I had to turn stuff off. I'm like,
Yep.
That's enough. Nonsense is going on. And it was tough. But, so the first thing I did is I did the 90-day hard challenge, right? Which you kind of brought to my attention. And just the simple routine of breaking my morning differently, it changed amazingly, right? The first thing I've always done is I got up and read what's going on in the world. And the world got wonky in December. So instead of doing that, I read 10 to 20 pages on something positive. So I wake up, coffee's going, I just read a positive book or a positive mindset. And that was so freeing. And then I still went and looked at the business world, but I was in a better headspace. I could just let all the nonsense go. So that habit, man, I've thanked you privately and publicly on my channel. That challenge saved my mindset. Just that little twist brought it back to attention. What you have between your ears is the most important 6 inches in real estate, because it can either help you succeed, or if you let it, it can just spiral down the drain. So that was a great question. Yeah, you got to have the right mindset going in. And then now what happens is nonsense going on. I don't even read it anymore. Just block it out, right? I've been chasing money and wealth for a long time. I can let all the stupid reds and blues, lefts and right go, because life's a bell curve. The ends of the bell curve, right, 2 standard deviations away, not to get too geeky, are the most noisy but least important. Life's in the middle.
Okay.
So I try to stay in the middle. I don't let the nonsense on either side sway me, because life's about being in the middle.
And fuck Gavin Newsom.
Yeah, well, that's the one guy I pick on. He's pretty boy with a nice vocabulary, needs to go.
And I do 100. We were talking about this. I think what's between your ears is the number one thing in life. I think you have to work on this, and the only thing that really matters, real estate again, is your widget. You can get really wealthy doing stocks. Like, it's more volatile, but if you have the mindset and you have the intelligence, you can do. What is it called? Not intelligence, knowledge and know-how.
Yeah,
not
discipline.
Necessarily intelligence. Yeah, discipline to do it. Then you'll be fine there. What else? Bitcoin, flipping cars, like whatever you want to do. There's so many people are millionaires on a lot of things besides real estate, and that's one thing people really
that's an important thing. Going back to the topic here of social media and how I've grown 4 streams over $1,000 a month. I focused first. I wasn't thinking side hustles or any of that. I spent 20, 25 years understanding the market, being successful in real estate. That was my lane. And it wasn't until that lane offered me freedom that I even looked up and said, oh my God, people would like to buy a book. People would like to learn how you did it. People would, like to watch content on YouTube. People would like to pay for referrals. I didn't seek any of this. I kept focused and positive. And it's just all organic growth. I haven't paid for any marketing. I haven't paid for any clicks. I've got nearly 8,000 on Instagram via this. I've got almost 20,000 on YouTube. It's just same thing I did in real estate. Daily execution. I mean, it is my superpower. I don't get annoyed. I look forward to every day. I've done over 750 days straight of the daily financial news because of Nipsey Hussle and Gary V's inspiration. I just do it, man. 7:30 a.m. You can set your clock by it. I might be late a minute or two once in a while, but I'm on it. 7:30 a.m. 6 days a week and 7 a.m. on Thursdays.
I love it. How many pieces of content are you putting out a day?
I average 5 pieces a day.
5 pieces, and that goes into 2 hours. And do you chunk it up with certain people, like to where you have one guy and like, okay, these are the topics we're going to talk about, and we'll just cut it up in interviews?
No. So what I do now, dude, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't know. None of that stuff. So this is my day. This is Tuesday. So this just happened 2 hours ago. So 7:30 a.m. I do my daily financial news. It was 12 minutes. 8 o'clock, I have an interview with somebody known as the Lumberjack Landlord. He's a 9th grade dropout and built a portfolio of millions of dollars and 60 units on the East Coast. We do 3 separate Zoom sessions, right? We talk for 2 minutes. We go, these are our 3 topics. Topic 1, hit record, talk, stop. Topic 2, start, talk, stop. That's it. Then I hit end and I get 3 files from Zoom. And then I just schedule them. One's at noon, one's at 2, one's at 4. So content comes out all day, and then 9 o'clock, same thing with Omar, right? Real estate entrepreneur. 3 pieces of content. I have never edited a video, ever. It's all live. I hate that stuff. If I had to edit videos, I would stop YouTube. It just wouldn't happen.
Without a doubt. I don't edit anything. What I
Just
think I'm
raw.
going to do is I'm going to go back. I'm going to take all my lives off, and then I'll have a VA go put them up and just slowly release them with, at least with thumbnails, because I don't have any thumbnails. It's just the same photo for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So now if we just do it with thumbnails, I'll be fine, release it, and just see how those gain traction for us.
Dude, I don't do anything. I don't pay per click. I don't agonize over keywords. I don't search YouTube for the magic 17 words to show up in the algorithm. I just do it every day. Just do it every day. Just that's it.
Right. And Mike says content can become draining. I think it can be super draining. I get bogged down with these podcasts sometimes.
Oh man, I love every conversation. I talk to multimillionaires that are wealthier than me. How could you ever get drained on that? I mean, man, we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff: apartment syndications, house hacking, stuff I know nothing about. I'm getting live mentoring on most of my conversations. It's awesome.
Well, how do you feel about the syndications right now? Do you think they're in trouble?
Oh, absolutely. Anybody doing a value add syndication today, in trouble. If you've done a value add syndication in the last 18 months, trouble. I meant what I said months ago. I'm going to be picking up a bunch of multifamily in 2023 or 24 when these syndications blow up because they can't refi. Yep. Done. Trouble.
So like for me in self-storage, we'll do value add, but like we buy wholesale. Sure. So I'm not worried.
Well, yeah, I was referring to multifamily, so maybe I should have been clearer. I think self-storage is fine. I think data centers or what's called industrial is fine. I think there are some wonderful places to play self-storage and industrial, have room to run. Warehouses, room to run.
Yeah, I do. I truly think if you buy multifamily wholesale, you'll be fine. If you buy it truly wholesale.
Yeah, you gotta watch it though, because you're gonna have interest rate risk. I mean, that's the problem with commercial multifamily is you have far more interest rate risk. We've been spoiled for 40 years. Interest rates have only done this. We are about to enter an environment on this. And when you have short term, and yes, I consider 3, 5, and 7 year debt short term.
Short term.
And it forces you to refi into a higher rate environment, means your cap rate goes up, your NOI can come down, and that's just a
and it just
recipe for disaster. I did some math where you could lose 40% in a blink, 40% of the value. And then, oh, by the way, how do you refi that? You go get a bunch of cash, or you lose the property.
Well, okay, so that's what you're worried about. Is you're worried about this short-term debt, and then you're seeing, okay, interest rates are going up, and then your cap, it's just fucking eliminated.
Yeah, done. Outdone. Equity gone. Boom. Done.
I'll give you that. Yeah, that is kind of scary. And all of these fucking commercial loans are 7-year terms max. Some of them can get locked in for 30. I was talking to Tim Brott, and he locked in a $100 million deal for 30.
Yeah, if you're 9 figures and you're Grant Cardone or somebody up there, FHA or Fannie will do 30-year debt, but that's not for guys like you and I. No chance.
Okay. 7-year debt. And like, what's it called? Balloons are for clowns. Like, I don't do a balloon if it's less than 15 years. Absolutely.
Balloon. I've stolen that balloon. I've never heard that. You brought that up last week. Balloons are for clowns. Yep.
Shout out Pace, man. But they freak me out because they're like, well, I want my money. What's it called? I may be dead in 10 years. Like, well, sir, the market may have turned in 10 years, and then you're gonna foreclose on me.
Yeah, the scariest,
like 100%.
Yeah, the scariest thing I had was actually an owner finance deal for an 18-unit building that I picked up on Millbrook for $700,000. No money down. I put like 20 grand in escrow for repairs, so basically no money down. It had a 5-year balloon. That was the scariest refi I ever had because I didn't have the money if the refi didn't go through. It was scary.
No, not at all. Well, did you have the equity to at least take it?
Well, that's what I went to a commercial bank to refi them out, but I was finger crossed, right? Because it worked out okay. It was appraised at 1.4. I owed 7. I was fine. But if that appraisal would have come in at $1 million, I didn't have the extra 50 grand, right? So it was. I mean, it turned out to be a non-event, but I puckered up.
Something you think about? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm like, damn. If this doesn't come in above 1.1, I'm screwed.
When did you start refinancing on that? Like, Year 3, you start the process?
No. I mean, this was during the crash, man. So I waited to the last minute. On purpose. I was communicating with the owner, but I think he was 84, 85. He's like, I need the money. I'm like, okay, well, I've started it. It's a 90-day process. Let's see what happens. I just didn't know.
Wow.
It was because I would have had to sell it. Which would have been, I mean, that building's $5, $6, $7 a month positive cash flow now. So I would have hated to have lost it. That was a scary day. That was scary.
Yeah, that's sketch. I don't balloons, and most of these people, when we do try and negotiate owner finance, do want a 5-year balloon or anything else, and I won't do it.
Balloons are for clowns. I love that answer. I would have negotiated harder for a 10-year at that time, but I just didn't know. I was so excited, dude. I was buying an 18-unit building for $700,000, nothing down. I'd have had a 3-year balloon at the time. I didn't know any different, but yeah, I was. Woo, that 5 years went by in a heartbeat too. It's like, it's crazy.
And I was talking to my mentor, and he was talking to some really, really big real estate guys, and he was like, you need to get into business, because one thing you don't want to be worrying about all the time, and these are like bigger apartment guys, is like, it's the fucking banks. Yeah. You don't have to deal with bean counters, right? Yeah. Open and closed. You have to worry about a refinance. You have to worry about this. You have to worry about that. To where at least with business, like, it's mostly in our control unless a crazy market event happens.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And you can build the same amount of cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
To where he was like, yeah, bro, like you're worried about a bank loan in 5 years today. And I promise you, like, that's in the back of your head and you kind of push it away, but then eventually you're going to have to deal with that.
Yeah. The clock don't stop. I got to tell you that was a scary day, right? Looking at an 18-unit building that you may have to sell that you don't want to sell, because if the refi comes in at 1.1 in that deal, I have to sell it. I got lucky. It came in at 1.4. I was fine. No big deal. But I didn't know. I just didn't know.
Do you have any owner financing stuff in your course?
I do. Yeah. We just created a huge section to it. Pace Morby is also going to be adding content. So it was sponsored by Ryan Nickel. I actually also reached out to a CPA who I've used for seller financing.
Okay.
Because really, when you think seller financing, it's about the seller. Do they have a lot of equity? Well, then you need to understand capital gains, how to control cash flow so they don't pay it. That's where a CPA comes in. Full details, examples, math. Then there's the creative side where they don't have equity. Ryan Nichols put out a couple of hour content. Pace Morby has agreed to add content. So yes, it is all in there. And I didn't even raise the price yet. I gave them another month because over 100 people signed up. So
you didn't raise the price?
I didn't. I decided I was going to keep it at $199 because 100 and some odd people signed up. So you got one more month.
You're awful.
I knew you would say that.
You're awful.
I'm trying to help people, man, because I think $199 is that perfect number for me, right? $99 was too cheap, no skin in the game. You buy it, you forget about it. $199 is enough to make somebody pucker up and go, I better take this damn course, right? If I raise it to $499, I make more money, no doubt. I don't care. I want to help as many people as I can.
$199 is not enough skin in the game.
No, okay.
Like if you want to take it as skin in the game,
yeah,
that's a night out. Like, you know,
man, you flex hard.
Like, you got a family of 5, you go out to dinner, you're dropping $200.
Yeah,
like, it's not skin in the game. And again, we'll talk about your demographic to where I truly think your demographic can bear a lot, significantly more, because you aren't preaching to the wholesalers, the people who are broke. You're preaching to people at 9 to 5s. Yeah. And I guarantee, let's say at least 50% of your demographic is in the Silicon Valley or the Bay Area.
Yeah, I would certainly say 20 or 30%. I mean, the average. Oh yeah, yes, I agree with you. But I feel icky typing in $299 or $499. It just doesn't make me feel good.
You need to get over this. You need to get over this. You need to get over this, bro.
I love you, Stratton. just keep punching me in the shoulder.
I will eventually help
wear me down.
I'll eventually just push. I'll probably hack your computer and go put something in myself. That's how much it bugged me.
Oh man, I love you for that. That's awesome.
But let's talk about like how you've built your community of one rental at a time. Like, so what have you done to like make it a community? I think what Pace has done with his sub 2 group is he has a cult. Pace has a cult. He runs a fucking cult. So
Mhm.
What are you doing do you want to create something like that to where you just have insane followers? Obviously, you're not the entrepreneurship route to where these people are in Pace's group. People will show up to an event, say, hi, my name's Sandy. I'm with Sub 2. Like, so they're basing their identity in Pace's community, which is like,
Awesome. Yeah.
people don't understand how powerful that is.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. I think Pace is an entrepreneur. I mean, he's on the Mount Rushmore of entrepreneurs, right? The top 5 guys that I know anyways. And that's why, again, I'm like, that's not me. I see what, I don't know this for sure. I've never broken Pace's business down and compared it to mine, but I believe Pace is doing things intentionally, right? He sees a path and how all these things intertwine. He's a visionary. He's an incredibly hard worker, but he sees how it all ties together. I did all this stuff by accident. What did I do? Right? I retire from a 9 to 5. I spend 2 days remarkably happy, and then I get depressed. I'm somebody who's financially free at 45 with 7 figures in net worth, doesn't have to work a day in his life, and I'm fucking depressed. You know how mind-bogglingly stupid that is? So what do? I'm like, well, I can get a job because I got to do something. I'm still up at 5 a.m. Or I could try to find something else. So I was literally a weekend away from accepting a job on Monday. I had a job offer on Friday. I told him I'd take the weekend. It's a 6-figure job, probably $500,000 easy a year, just doing what I've done for decades. And I'm sitting on that, and it's Saturday. I go out to the park right near me, and I sit on a bench going, if I take this job, I'm going to feel like a failure because I just spent 20 years trying to get here. Now I'm here. I've been out for less than 2 weeks, and I'm fucking going back. I would have felt like a failure. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm on the park bench. And then I go, that's not okay. I got to do something else. So all I tell myself is, you got to write down your story. That's how this all started. I'm sitting on a park bench feeling like a failure, staring at a $500,000 job offer. And I'm like, I got to write our story. So that's how One Rental at a Time book came out, is let's just document what you've done. And if you want to get a job after that, go get a job after that. But take this time while it's still fresh to write the story. And I was going to write the story, give it away. Right. So I wrote it, put it in a PDF, no editing, gave it away. Nobody fucking read it.
Yes, bro. I talked to Mike about this morning.
Nobody read it.
Finish your thing and then I'll go off on my fucking tangent.
Yeah. Nobody read it. Nobody. I sent it to 300-400 people, right? I sent it to, because the only thing at the time, I had a LinkedIn profile, no Facebook, no Instagram, nothing. I had a LinkedIn because I was a tech worker, right? So I sent it to everybody that asked for it, 300 people. I follow up in a week, like nobody's finished it. A couple of people started it. It's like, I got other time. I'm like, motherfucker. So then I go, okay, I think there's enough here to be a book. It was essentially the first half of the book, right? It was our 15-year journey. So I step up and I spend thousands of dollars on a New York editor, right? I send it off to somebody to edit the book. That comes back. We edit it. We add the second section, the second half. And now it's an end product. I'm like, what do I do? And I'm like, I've heard about this self-publishing thing. Wonder what that's like. So then I find somebody to help me put it on Amazon, and boom, now it's on Amazon. Now it's $15. Now people are buying it. We sold like 2,000 copies the first month or 6 weeks. And I did no marketing. I just had people take pictures and selfies with the book. And, people were buying it. And now there's like 600 reviews or whatnot. But that's where it starts. And I'm like, I felt so good writing that story. Because again, it's not a how-to book. It's, here's somebody who started reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, invested through the most wild and crazy real estate boom and bust, and survived. These are the things you do. Then that came YouTube. I'm like, okay, I see this YouTube thing. I see all these other clowns who've been doing this for 3 or 4 years, have no real experience. I'm going to start telling my story. And it was different. And I still do it. And then that, grew from there. And, you get in a rhythm and you do daily financial news and multimillionaires. And I have fun. And then after a year came the course. And this is how it all just grew. It wasn't a plan, right? I think Pace has a plan, how they all tie together. I just don't see it that way. I created the course because people kept asking. And I could not go to lunch and coffee and all these things I got asked.
Oh, yeah.
So I spent 6 or 8 weeks creating a course. I first charged $99. Nobody was doing it, right? Because I could see people buying it. And then online, you could see that nobody's doing the work. I'm like, what the fuck? It's not working. I tell people it's going to 199 and suddenly people start doing the work. So that's how it's all happened. I wish I could tell you it was a plan. It wasn't. But basically the keys to building passive income is to be true to yourself. Always have your voice. Don't try to cheat or game the system because people will realize it. Delete hate, delete ignorance. Don't waste your time responding. Just delete and block. That's a big thing because I used to try to respond to these idiots. I don't even bother
on
anymore.
YouTube. Where the hell do they come from, bro? Where do they come from?
They're sitting in their mom's basement, just spewing hate. I'm like, delete, block, never see you again. Yeah, man, it's awesome. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. And again, I remember sitting on that park bench, feeling like I was at a crossroads. You can go get a job, which you'll be good at, and feel like a failure in the back of your mind, or you can try this other thing. So I chose the other thing. So
what's it called? I think this brings to mind of what people, you always need to have goals. Happiness does not come from achieving your goal. I truly don't think so. I know I will
only
not
momentary.
be only I did it, but what is it? The Elon Musk where, that was cool.
Yeah, exactly.
When he became the richest man in the world. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, on to the next. Right, because I truly think it is in the journey. And yes, achieving those things is awesome.
Yeah.
But it's in the journey of becoming those things, pushing and trying to achieve something. And then oh, wow, I did this. What else can I do?
Absolutely. That was the biggest thing is I didn't have that driver, right? I lived in a world where I could be fired every 90 days for the better part of 2 decades. And literally, I would go to what's called QBRs, quarterly business reviews. And more often than not, somebody in that room would be fired by the end of that session. Fired on the spot, publicly shot. We would all see it. It's just the world I lived in. Talk about high stress. And I survived for 2 decades and thrived. But I didn't have that fire. I didn't have that thing, that big number around my neck that I had to chase. It was weird. So that's really why I pivoted to daily videos. Why do I do 4 or 5 videos a day? Because I can, right? Yeah, it's weird. It's so weird.
And as far as the visionary thing goes, I have a vision of where I want to take one of my companies, but as far as everything working together, I don't know. I just an opportunity pops up and I take it as far as I can go.
Good, I'm not the only one.
An opportunity will pop up and okay, yeah. Eventually it'll go like this. And then if it doesn't, then it's just off standalone and it's doing its own thing. And then eventually that will build into other things. This is the way I see it in my head with the puzzle.
Yeah, I get the feeling that some people, and I think Pace is one of them, I think they have the ability to see and as the wife said, manifest the future. Laura Morby is one of my experts. I talk to her every Sunday at 8 a.m. now. She is awesome, right? I get insight into Pace Morby. She is wonderful. Number one top 1% agent in Arizona. But yeah, she said that her husband has these uncanny ability to manifest things quickly. And I just think he has the ability to see how everything relates. It's got to be magical inside his head. I mean, I just don't have that. It's oh, I could do that. Or I could do that. It's weird.
It is weird. And then what's it called? Free. Michael sent me a text this morning saying he wants to do a free course. Imagine my fucking reaction.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm not doing a free course. I was like, I will do a free PDF. But then again, if you're trying to help people, number one, people won't even take it seriously. If it's to collect emails, okay.
Yeah.
But to give away something, I was like, look at what happened to Michael. Nobody takes it seriously. I charge for mentorship just so people have skin in the game.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to invest time into you and then you not do anything.
Yeah. Because the only thing we don't get back in life I've learned is time.
Yep.
Money can be replaced. It's time. This time we have together, I'll never get back. And that's okay. I made that choice. Ever. It's gone. It's sunk. So yeah, I think that's the right thing. I do have a free course, but it's more like your PDF. It's 4 videos. It says, this is who I am. This is what you can see. Oh, this is what you're going to get if you go forward. So if you call that a course, it's for me, talking to a camera is far easier than writing. Writing is not a joy of mine. No. So I would rather do a 4, this is Stratton Bound. This is Michael Butler. This is what we do. If you want to know more, click here or whatever it is. So for me, that I call that a course, but maybe it's just a verbal PDF. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I'll read you the text. I'll read you the text right now.
You were angry.
I
Free.
was
We don't do
angry.
free. Hey, Michael, I'll do a video with you for free. It's okay, buddy.
What does it say? Okay. Let's do a course not so elaborate and give it away for free. I was like, no, we can do both. No, we can do both. We'll do a course upsell. I was like, but I refuse to do anything for free. He was like, no upsell. I was like, no, I won't do it.
Yeah. Free doesn't work. I mean, free makes, again, I was there, right? A couple of years ago. Like you're giving it, it's your passion. You do it for the right reasons, but people don't value free. They just don't. They don't value free.
They don't value free, and they don't even take advantage of it, because I can give, what's it called? Pace gives away tons of stuff for free, and I think he's one of the only people who, and I'm sorry we're talking about him so much, but as far as like education and community of like the social media and making money, like he's a legend. He's done it right. He's done it right. They made
a living legend.
Lot of money.
He's a living legend.
And so he gave away a ton away for free for a while, but he still monetized it. And then you can still get a lot for free from his YouTube, and like his Instagram is amazing, right? For like free content, but people still don't take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. I mean, I've had people tell me this on my stuff, right? If you pay attention to stuff I give away for free, you'll have to pay attention over months and pick up the little things.
That's the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of get it all, but what I give you is time, focus, and access. That costs. Right. So, yeah, I mean, it is a true, I mean, that positive impact score, which I'm going to raise it to 1 million at the end or the beginning of June. It is awesome because it is all built on people taking action. I do not give a rat's ass how many books I sell, but if a book sell leads to a course and a course leads to a deal,
that's pretty cool.
It's like, wow, really cool. That is awesome. Because seeing people take action. And see, another thing, right? Seeing people in the Facebook group, which again, I keep religiously just for my students, is like, I wrote an offer, but I knew my numbers. I didn't overpay. I'll wait for the next one. I'm like, yes, right? Because you can lose huge money in real estate if you do stupid things. That was actually a video I did yesterday. The top 10 things to lose a lot of money, right? You get into a bidding war at the wrong time, you lose your ass.
No, without a doubt. If Mike doesn't want to charge, hit me up and we can use my pretty face instead to make even more money.
You good looking man.
Shout out Adam. You guys just listed what's it called? A pretty good
Adam's the man, right? So Adam he found a deal months ago, right in the throes of the pandemic. He just has the ability to connect with people. He stayed close to it. The owner tried to evict, couldn't. We took on the risk. We spent a couple of grand evicting. Got it out. Adam managed the project deal. Yeah, he's going to make a lot of money on that deal. So good for him.
What's it called? And so I drove by it. I go play flag football over there. That neighbor used to sell you that damn house.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Adam, go get that deal.
So
yeah, but I mean, but again, we listed it at 280. We accepted an offer at 304.
You're kidding.
No, I don't know that. I mean, it's so above. I don't even know if it appraises. But again, Adam, shout out. He managed the project, did all the work. He did. I mean, he made suggestions. Adam's going far, I think.
Oh my God! Funny thing is, I met the realtor from Stratton.
Stratton not following up.
It was a deal me and Adam were working to where I got it from a realtor, and then you know how I feel about realtors, to where I just feel like they're not worth their weight in anything.
Yeah, well, in mass, that's probably true. But see,
you got to find the really good ones.
There's like, I don't know what it is. It's at different markets at different times. 1 in 20, 1 in 30. But that 1
in 100. It's 1 in 100.
It's not 1 in 100.
It's 1 in 100. They don't know what they're doing. They don't understand money. They they don't understand like numbers. They don't know what they're doing. I know more about real estate than they do. They could have done 100 real estate transactions and they could still not know what we're trying to do.
No, right? No question. But if you spend the time, dude, you're going to be in this business for a decade, Stratton. You find one of those realtors a year, only one a year.
Right.
By the end of 10 years, you will have unbelievable
it'll make you
pipeline.
You could make $1 million a year just from realtors if you add on one a year. Let's say in 10 years, you're making multiple seven
just
figures.
one a year. Just one a year, man. That's it. It's tough. It's hard. It's draining. It's frustrating. They come and go. They waste your time. But 1 in 100. 1 in 100. Not for me, he says.
What's it called? I mean, I have to deal with brokers for our self-storage stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit different because now the brokers are
that's
assholes.
A different game. Yeah.
Right. They're what's it called? Commercial brokers are mainly assholes and blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, you don't get paid if you don't close the deal, I get it. But I still need this info. But like they will, what's it called? They don't want you wasting their time.
Yeah, they are
write you off so fast.
Yeah, you say the wrong vocabulary or use cap rate the wrong way. Poof, gone. See you.
Oh, bro, it's over.
Done.
So, how many sources of income do you have right now? And break down the ones in the umbrella.
So obviously, I've retired financially free based on rentals. So let's just call that enough. We'll just go in order of what I created. So the first thing I created was the book. That's on Amazon and Audible. Both are thousands of dollars a month. Either platform.
That's two different
sources. Yeah, two different things.
Sources.
Two different sources. Then there's the courses, all on Teachable. That's tens of thousands a month. Then there's YouTube, which is thousands of dollars a month. And then I get referrals, which are thousands of dollars a month.
5.
That's all that's what I can think of right now. And then there's
flips, and then you have your rentals. So 7 sources of income.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and again, it all started because this is a big thing for me, helping people understand how to I got really good at one, and then all the others came. Right? I didn't even flip for the first 15 years. I didn't have time. I couldn't build a team. I couldn't do the systems, the processes. Right? So it all came after getting really good at one. And now last month I made more up here than I made from this one, which is fucking amazing. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's so crazy to think about that you made more everywhere else than you did.
And this was fine too. This paid the bills, and I made more up here. That's crazy.
So what are you gonna do with the money now? Like, you aren't really buying real estate, and your money's losing value sitting in that fucking bank account.
Shout out wholesalers. I need some inventory. I could buy 10 houses today cash to tell you where I'm sitting at. So I need some inventory. I need to get Adam's ass working and Greg, my contractor, working. I have no deals right now. For the first time, I have no inventory for the first time in almost 3 years. Yeah. So I need
you want to use your own cash? Why wouldn't you use private money?
Well, I have a lot, and I might as well use it and get. I pay my money a return, so I'm my own bank.
So you're getting a return, anyways.
Yeah. I don't give it away for free. I charge myself. Yeah. But yeah, that's what you brought up is the real problem, right? I'm stacking tens of thousands of dollars every month now. That's half a year. That's almost. Yeah, it's a big ass number. So,
but you'll have a serious money problem at the end of the year. I personally think, just like knowing.
I have one. I have one now. I have a cash problem now. Yeah, it's going to be a big one by the end of the year. Yes.
So, flips, rentals, what else? And you have what? Are you putting any more money into crypto?
No, I moved 1% of my net worth there, November, December of last year, and it's up. It's up too. It's up over 100%.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Well, Ethereum just made a massive jump.
Yeah, I got.
You see that?
I did.
It was at 1,600 a week ago. Now it's at $3,000.
Yeah, and 3,400.
It was at before that. It was in the $700 to $900 range.
Yeah, I bought most of mine at 1,100.
Yeah, that's a big jump.
Yeah, in no time. Yeah, and I bought my Bitcoin sub 20. So yeah.
No other, and you don't do any stocks.
None. Zero.
You don't do any e-commerce.
Nope.
What else? You don't invest in any syndications, do you?
Shit, no. Nope. Nope. I paid off some debt. If it's just sitting there earning zero, you might as well pay off 5% debt.
Okay, so now you're just paying down houses if you want to.
If I want to. That's not a very good use of capital. It's not my preference.
Right? Because you're already leveraged and you're making money, it's secure.
And yeah, it just makes this first one more profitable. But yeah, I mean, it's a real.
I haven't been in that situation yet. Like to where
You'll
what's it
get there.
called? With me, I don't have a income problem. Like I know exactly where I want every single dollar to be. Like whether it's self-education, the real estate I want to buy, I'd say I have an inventory problem when it comes to real estate. Like to where I wouldn't be able to buy enough. I can buy one more e-commerce store and then it's good enough. And then after that, it's really, you can only join so many more masterminds. And I'm really just sitting, like waiting, like evaluating deals every day. And I use what's it called? Kalani and I use your evaluate your market, and we break down a deal every day, by the way, for self-storage.
That's awesome. I love that.
It helps so much. Oh my God. Because at the beginning, I was like, oh my, like I thought, I was like, bro, I get this. Like it's just multifamily. And then like they sent it to me and they were talking about all of it. And I was like, fuck, I do not know a goddamn thing.
This is a little different.
This is a little bit different. So I got to really go back into it. Now I feel like I really get it, but it's because I started like, okay, whatever.
Daily discipline. Yeah,
daily discipline, just break down the market. And I do mine,
so happy
what's
for
it
you.
called? West of the Mississippi. Because
Awesome.
like there's not enough. If I could break down one in every market, I would, but there's not a big enough market share in that single market to do that.
You're going to be so powerful after like day 60. I mean, it's just like these light bulbs start going off and you start seeing deals where you didn't see deals before. It's powerful. Congratulations.
Thank you. But that's all I got, Mr. Seven Figures. Well, 7 different streams of income, Mr. 7 Figures Liquid. Where can people find out more about you?
Just go to your Google search bar and type in one rental at a time, and you should see me all over the place.
Awesome. And you guys, if you're looking for any type of virtual staffing, go to callmagicians.com. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Winning Move podcast. I hope it helps you make all the right moves in your life and business. Please make sure to go like and subscribe on any podcast platform that you're listening to, and make sure to go follow me on Instagram @StratDaddy. Thank you guys so much.